InnerVision, taking you to a new level of Christian radio. www.innervisionrecords.org, the official website of InnerVision.
Send us feedback, requests.
Help spread the word about local musicians. We are InnerFM.
How is everybody doing this afternoon, this evening, whatever time you're going to be listening to this program? I want to remind you that do hit subscribe after this, and do like it on like our InnervisionRecords.org page. Also, I want to we had an unsubscribed person because he says, well, you know, your page says that you're about music, and here you're talking this political stuff. Well, okay, the InnervisionRecords.org, we work with physically challenged musical artists to teach them the business of music. And I am also a radio DJ, have been so for many years. If you would have read my biography, you would know that about me. And so when I do radio, I transition from just playing music and talking about songs to getting more into the talk radio. Now, unlike the Democratic Party, I'm not just a reflection of skin colors, but I'm a reflection of different thoughts as well. And so I'm not going to classify myself as just a limited thinker of one type of thought. There's a diversity in my thought, and I enjoy the diversity in your thought too, not just different skin colors or different genders or different sexualities. Most of the artists that I work with now are either Christian contemporary, country rock, instrumentalists, guitarists, Christian hip hop artists. And the reason I don't work with a lot of like secular artists is because they're trying to be famous with what the industry is telling them to do now. And what the industry is telling them to do now is to sell drugs, wear diamonds, call women bitches and hoes, and just to be that person, because that's what they consider that to be what sells records. So we're going to glorify maybe the 20% of us in the black and brown community that might want to lean towards that criminal activity, if it is that high. And that we don't want to celebrate the ones that are going to school, going to college, being a productive part of this society. And so InnerVision is about celebrating the positive. Yes, there's some negative in this world, and I would be naive to say if there wasn't, but that's what InnerVision is about. If you like it, all right, come and join us. If you don't, well, don't let the door hit you in a certain place, because we're going to do what we do, and we'll cheer you on to do what you do. But right now, this is where we stand, and this is what we're doing. All right, so we took up a few minutes of that. Now, talking about the Academy Award, we're going to get into our topic tonight with concerning Spike Lee and his acceptance speech for his BlackKKK men. Yes, and I have to think about that movie. It happened here in Colorado, which I'm happy to say. You know, some interesting things, and of course, you know, being that Allenberg was killed in June 1980, I think it was 1981. It was Allenberg, the Jewish talk show host, was killed by members of the white Aryan nation. Of course, we as blacks, we know that that exists and that hasn't went away. I mean, it may have become marginalized, it may have become smaller, perhaps, but we know that exists. My thing with Spike Lee, he knows it exists in Hollywood. Like I was listening to some pre-interviews just to get a fuller idea of what was going on with Samuel Jackson. In some ways, they have to play the game. And this is what I think. I mean, this guy can't be making movies like this and be ignorant of the fact that Democrats started the KKK, the Jim Crow laws. LBJ started the welfare. That's destroyed a lot of the black families and Hispanic and white families by making sure that the father is not in the home. And then President Clinton, and he even admits that what he had put into law, the 3 strikes and you're out, put a lot of the 20% of the people that were leaning towards criminal activity, which is not all blacks are slanted that way. It was putting a lot of them in prison for minor things like marijuana use and maybe selling, which is, it could lead to deaths and whatever, but they were being put in jail at an alarming rate, putting people away for long terms of time. And he said he even tried to blame it on the Republicans because he said that the Republicans wanted to lean it more on the 3 strikes, and he wanted to do something where it leans towards, training once they get into the system, training people so once they are released from the system of prison, they would have some kind of vocation to do so, to be successful out there. But the money ran out, and it just supplied 100,000 more police officers. I think it was 100,000 more police officers, but so they were heavy funded going in, but lightly funded with the results once they got in and then once they got out. So it was just it turned into a revolving door, and supposedly Hillary Clinton was opposite him, but it took President Trump to pass it the way it was. And speaking of President Trump, he thought that the speech was somewhat racist, taking a swipe on him. And Spike Lee, if he doesn't, maybe he just has to say those things, and maybe in private they talk about the knowledge of knowing that the Democratic Party is just the left wing has gotten so extreme. And if this shoe, once again, if the shoe doesn't fit you, don't wear it. If the shoe doesn't fit you, Democrats, don't wear it. If the shoe doesn't fit you, Republicans, don't wear it. I'm just putting out my opinions. And like I said, you know who you are, the ones that are the gatekeepers, the ones that are the true racists, and not the ones that the media is telling you on MSN and CNN and all those guys. They're not the ones that they're telling you. They might be the ones that you least expected it. And being that the men are the gatekeepers in the Hollywood atmosphere, pretty much the white and somewhat the Jewish men and any other guy that gets into power in Hollywood, it is getting to it got to a point where you might go on a set and as Spike Lee said, he go on a set and there's all these white people and he says, well, I need some black people that I'm working with, and his goal was to get if he had a chance to make it, to get as many black people into the door as possible. Now he also said something. He said he was talking about his grandmother, who was a mother of a slave, and that she saved up her Social Security money to pay for her grandkids or children to go to college, and she saved up 50 years of Social Security checks. Now, a lot of opportunity comes with, in this society, because we're a capitalistic society, it comes with money, and you have to have a certain amount of money to finance certain things. People are not going to film crews and people of this sort are not going to get in line, and sets of designers are not going to get in line if they're not getting paid. What is it in for them? And yes, this is a capitalistic world, so people got to eat, people got to pay bills, and so you gotta pay the piper to get high quality stuff done, so you can focus in on what you do, Spike Lee, and they can focus in on what they do to make this movie. Because I heard like it was like a total of like maybe like 800 people, 500 people on a set to make it happen. just in all facets of the movie making. And so I give him props for making sure that there's more flavor on the set than there would be, right? And it was a lady. It was the president of the Academy Award. That it was a black lady at once, and he said that she had helped. It was another person they named that I don't recognize the name, and I never heard of the person. But it was people that opened up the door. Now here's Hollywood is talking about being inclusive, and maybe that's just a facade, and maybe they're so democratic and so Klansmen oriented behind the scenes, that maybe the game is you get in and you just say the words. I'm hoping that Spike Lee is just saying the words, and he really understands that the policies of Democrats have really hurt black Americans and other minorities in this country, and even some poor white Americans. I hope, because as I listen to him, he sounds like a very intelligent man. Sounds like, but has Spike Lee taken the red pill? And that is to be weighed upon. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't, and maybe he knows how to take the pill. Now, okay, at this point, I want to welcome the people that have joined us on InnervisionFM. My name is Johnnie J, if you don't know that, and we're at the halfway point. We like to let people know that we do know that you're there. Brandon Torrentine, thank you for watching. Janet Dyer, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Doug Jacobson. Danny Minginson. Mike Johnson, hey, my man. Oh, hi, well, thank you for saying good for you. Okay, wait. Kendall Green is watching. Jose Vanilla is watching. Scott Scottivis is watching. Oh, from the Philippines. All right, Mike Johnson. Yeah. Okay, and we know that more people will be watching later on as the show goes on. We'd like to thank the people that are joining us. And once again, Innervision is a nonprofit. We work with the physically challenged musical artists. We ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also give our InnervisionRecords.org like. And if you possibly can, go to our Innervision page, sign up for the free newsletter, and donate if you can as well, because that helps us to get done what we're doing here with our nonprofit. So it was kind of like discerning to say, hey, in 2020 we got to be focused on love, this, and I'm thinking like, okay, now you're feeding into the narrative of the news, the fake news, saying that Donald Trump hates people, and you're right there in Hollywood, and you see the people who pretend to be one way and they are another. You go on Hollywood sets and you see that even though blacks represent 13% of this country, and he said like in 2043 that it's going to be more minorities, and so the workforce better get ready. But I don't think they're ready to relinquish anything yet, right? As far as like Hollywood and so forth. So it's a matter of us as a black people, brown people, and poor whites to educate our kids. Don't just have kids and say, well, now I got to take care of you and this is really harming you. Get in there. I mean, kids are a blessing. I know in this country with all of our abortions and killing 60 million children, preborn children, we're just as evil as Hitler. But for the children that do make it out of the womb, can we at least, educate them in whatever society we're in? And I know this goes all over the world. So whatever, who's ever number one, I heard America's number 33, and then in Denver, Colorado, the graduating rate for the kids in Denver is 62% of our kids, and we can do a lot better than that, because we have to care about those other percentage of kids that are not graduating, the 38% that are not graduating high school, and what's going on with that in this country. So I just say, like, let's vote for the one man or woman that will do the best for this country, and then we can take. Then we're having a basis to take care of other countries as well, and not and if we have a time and enough resources, we can do it for those other countries. But we have to fix our infrastructure first before we go out there and say we're going to fix everybody else's infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? So, BlackKKKlansmen, thank you for at least making that movie, and hopefully Colorado will give some incentives for Hollywood to come here, because as right now I think we do like 20%, and other places are doing 25, 30%, and some are even doing 50% of financing for these movies, or giving them prompts to come to East Town. So, let's see. The next topic I have is Robert Kraft, the New England Patriots coach. And my wife was always asking me, like, "Oh, are you so interested in these stories about prostitution?" Well, here in Colorado, we have a mayor named Michael Hancock, and I guess he was visiting Sugars. But okay, if that's the way you want to swing, and your wife is, she either knows or she doesn't know, that's the way you swing. But my biggest problem is well, Robert Kraft, his wife, she died 10 years ago. He's 77 years old. He has a girlfriend, which I don't think she's too happy about this, and I heard that she's a very beautiful lady. But whenever something like this happens, your local guys, they think about what can we do locally. And because Mayor Hancock is the mayor, and he closed down the police force, and he pretty much got the news department in his pocket as well, and the Rocky Mountain and the Denver Post as well. You won't hear much about him at players, but you will hear about other guys that might be tossed out $20, which I guess at Sugars there was the women cost $300. So the guys who toss out $20 to pay for a prostitute, get drunk, and drive around, and some girl standing in the corner, and she say, "Hey, $20," and then he's caught up in a police sting. Then he's charged, and if he's has his own business and has a truck or whatever, or they impound his car, and they put him on a website and show his picture. But if you're a Michael Hancock and you have money, you can close down the investigation. You can close down the police force. You can close down the Denver Post. You can close down the Denver channels, and you pretty much walk away clean, free, unless some talk show host named Peter Bowles finds out about it, and then he puts it out into the light. Now, this gentleman, Robert Kraft, I'm thinking like a billionaire, and some people were saying like some of the women there were kind of skanky that were in this place, and maybe it was a thrill, But I mean, you got billions of dollars. Can't you pay for a woman to dress up skanky, if that's your thing, and blacken out some of her teeth, and not comb their hair for a while, and put together like a little set, where you could role play the whole thing. But I'm just thinking, like, if I was a billionaire and if I swung that way, I would just, put together the scenario, and even your girlfriend, who I guess she's rocking it, if you don't want to, get another actress to do this, you can say, hey, babe, you got the $1 billion to grab the airplanes or what? Can you fulfill this fantasy? So I don't know the mindset of these guys that got crazy money. Artie Lange on the Howard Stern show, he used to for $2,000, he would buy the girlfriend experience, weekend experience. And, I always thought that was kind of interesting that the brother would do that. I mean, but, hey, it's if it's the way you like to swing, okay, go ahead, swing. You got the money. But I just don't understand, here in what is it called, Florida. I mean, the police were trying to do a sting, and they were looking for women that were being trafficking as well as women that were just doing this prostitution, and it wasn't regulated like it was in like it is in Nevada, which I believe that they should regulate it like in Nevada, and every state should have one. And it's a little bit expensive at that point. It's no longer a $20 deal, and you're gonna have to either save up your $300, $500. I think that's what it costs in Nevada. Not because I went there. I just this is just what I heard. I listened to Howard Stern and some guys that have saved up their money for a year. Sometimes disabled guys, sometimes just guys in general, and they go out to the farm and or the ranch, and they get their freak on or whatever, and that works for them, right? So it's like as adults, as long as you're two agreeing adults, okay, go for whatever you're going to go for it, because whether I give you permission for it or not, you're going to do what you're going to do, right? But I'm just saying that in this Florida case, they have caught some other high-profile guys as well, and we'll see if their money will skirt them out of this. It didn't. It skirted Bill Cosby out for a while, and then Me Too came along, and now he's doing time. Wish he could have did the same kind of scenario. If you're into this kind of thing, drugging women, you could hire an actress and say, hey, this is the scenario. This is what you're going to do. Well, I'm going to pay you this much money. You're going to do this. They're going to do this performance, and then you get your jollies off. But I don't know what the thrill is about doing it with women that are not agreeing on your fulfilling your jollies, right? But guys will learn, and this is a process. Prostitution has been around for a long time, and so I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. But we can take the illegalness out of it, I guess, and who knows? What are your comments? Leave your comments down below. Please subscribe for our YouTube channel. Like this as well. Go to our InnervisionRecords.org. If you want to donate, you can do that on PayPal.me/InnervisionDenver. You can donate any amount as well. And for InnervisionFM, it's been a good one. I thank you guys for joining us tonight, and God bless.
Isn't it fun to sing along to the radio? If you could help someone else have that same experience and take it to the next level, maybe you would consider donating an old car, RV, truck, or boat. For over 15 years, InnerVision has been helping the physically challenged and grassroots artists to create their music. Using music to heal the world is InnerVision's gift to you, and you can help them to continue by donating your unwanted car, RV, truck, or boat. You'll also receive a tax deduction at the end of the year. Call us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 1-855-500-7433. That's 1-855-500-7433. Charity ID 4015. Your unwanted car, RV, truck, or boat is tax deductible, and it can make a difference right here in Colorado. The artists at InnerVision thank you for your support. Make that call toll-free using InnerVision's charity ID 4015. Again, the phone number 1-855-500-7433.